today we're going to turn this pile of stone into something that looks like this. First of all, we need to sort out all of our stones. We're going to scrape back a base here. I'm going to dig this mud back here, and then we're going to retain it so it's going to be thicker at the bottom than what it is at the top, so we can retain this soil. And so when you're organising your stone, the best ones to be having first will be the flattest ones and the largest ones. You want the biggest ones with the longest back on them, like this, so that it has a good footprint at the bottom, and we can run a nice wall in. And we've got a thick wall that's going to be stable. Now you want to be avoiding sort of overworking yourself. So get roughly what you might need first, because I wouldn't like to throw this down here and then end up having to throw it back up. So, and also what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to actually widen the base of the wall as opposed to like digging far too much out. It's a bit of work. I've only got a sort of small one here, but it'll be rising up in height slightly as we get to the top. But you can see it sort of snakes down here, and it actually goes down, so as you walk down the driveway it might it curves round, and because it curves round I'm not going to put a straight angle straight in there up to there. So what I want to sort of be doing is almost curving that in and follow the trajectory, follow the curve, so that, and just bring it up there. This is the surrounding area here. Beautiful. So I've ripped some of this bit down so that we can step this up. And there's our plumbing. So essentially now we've got a line there. So your base course is always the biggest, flattest stones that you can find. And think it like a what's on the ground, Jimmy?
Big Yanni's.
Ah, big Yanni's, I have. Foundation. There we go, feel along the line. Give them a wee adjust here and there when we got to put the mixed courses on. You can fill in the back here. You try and keep to a pattern where you want to find a stone that's that sort of shape, this sort of shape and height to fit in here. Beautiful. Basically, if your bed is your most important thing in brickwork, so if you have to, if you lay a shite bed, you put your block on or stain on, it'll be shite. But then if you didn't pin it properly, you'll not set your stain properly. So give it a rock, find it, is it rocking at the back? If it is, stick a pinner just in the back there, and then give it a solid into a line there. Here's a wee tip for cutting windstone. It's a lot harder than sandstone. It's a metamorphic stone, so as you can see here there's a split in it. Really obvious beds, stratums. You can actually split these straight down the bed, but you can't really use a hammer and chisel. It doesn't really give the same effect. So you just want to use, excuse the hammer, it's an old one, my other one's broken. Use the corner and you want to just that gives me a nice flat stone to stick in the wall. So there we are at the end of the day. Jamie's done in here, and I've sort of done this section and then into here. And we're at 4 o'clock now, so I'm just gonna head back home. So if there's any dry stone wallers watching this, leave me a comment and let me know what you think of my very first dry stone wall. I figured if I took what I learned from actually building stone walls, what I learnt for college and through YouTube and books, I thought I managed to get away with it without needing too much help anyway. When you back off some of your stones, you end up with these wedge-shaped ones, which will be called scalps up in Scotland. Now these may be for putting in the front here, or for just putting in the back, just to level and stabilise these stones. So we want to be coming a long one and one, a long one and one, a long one and one, a long one and one. So we want to just kind of be alternating the bond as we are the whole way, structurally, and piecing in shapes into the wall, laying flat stones down, tying them in, alternatively getting big ones in, small ones match the beds, the curvature of some of the beds and joints. If you work outside, these are imperative. When you're digging in a stone pile, if you're pulling anything out, make sure you try to, when you pull, don't put your hand back in, because if these things tip back, you jam your fingers and it hurts.